I will call to order the meeting of the Chautauqua County Legislature on November 15th, 2023. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bankowski.
Here.
Mr. Davis.
Here.
Mrs. Gustafson. Mr. Harmon.
Here.
Mr. Heiser.
Here.
Mr. Hemmer.
Here.
Mr. Muldowney is absent. Mr. Nelson.
Here.
Mr. Nebel.
Here.
Ms. Parker.
Here.
Mr. Pavlak.
Here.
Mr. Penhollow.
Here.
Mr. Proctor is absent. Mrs. Rankin is absent. Mr. Scudder. Mr. Torres.
Here.
Okay. Ms. Vanstrom. Here. Mr. Wilfong.
Here.
Chairman Shagnon.
Here.
Okay. There are 16 members present and 3 members absent. There's quorum.
Okay, at this time, we will have the prayer and pledge of allegiance by Legislator Nelson.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We come to you asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we conduct this meeting of the county legislature. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to work together as a group for the betterment of our community. We ask your blessing on our armed forces. Protect them as they are protecting us. We pray for all our county employees, especially our sheriff's deputies and other first responders who are often put in harm's way. And always, make us ever mindful of the needs of others. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And that brings us to approval of the minutes of our last meeting of October 25th, 2023. We have a motion to approve by Legislator Bankowski and a second by Legislator Harmon. Any discussion on the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? They are carried. This brings us to our first privilege of the floor. Members of the public may comment on any subject relating to any local law, resolution, or motion appearing on the agenda. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes, and comments representing a group shall be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to address the first privilege of the floor? Anyone to address the first privilege of the floor? Seeing no one, I will close the first privilege of the floor. And that brings us to the first item on our agenda, being a commendation by Legislator Harmon. Tom?
Michael, if you can come down, please. I just want to introduce Michael Pantano to the audience and legislators. This commendation is kind of near and dear to me because he's a true hero. Make it through this. Whereas Michael Pantano, a resident of Silver Creek, as well as a bus driver for the school, Silver Creek Central School District, was driving his bus on Route 20 when he noticed a vehicle approaching in the opposite direction had crossed into the lane of the bus. And whereas Michael Pantano was able to maneuver the bus without hesitation and prevent a head-on collision with the approaching vehicle. And whereas a collision did take place, all 11 students on the bus, as well as the driver of the other vehicle involved, were uninjured due to Mr. Pantano and his quick thinking, his attentiveness, and his concentration on the road and his surroundings. And therefore it be known the Chautauqua County Legislature honors and commends the heroic efforts and quick actions of Michael Pantano, and let it be further known that he has brought honor to himself, the village of Silver Creek, the town of Hanover, the Silver Creek Central School District, and all of Chautauqua County. This is a true hero, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Thank you.
Thank you, Legislator Harmon. Very well deserved, very well presented. Olivia?
Right. There are no veto messages from County Executive Wendell from the October 25th, 2023 meeting. There are 4 communications listed on the agenda. Are there any items you wish to have read aloud? Please contact our office if you'd like a copy of any of these items.
And that brings us to our public hearing. We'll have a public hearing regarding assessing the advisability of submitting a community development block grant application to the New York State Office of Community Renewal for a grant to implement a micro enterprise assistance program. So I will now open the public hearing, and the clerk will read a description for us.
Okay. I have a brief explanation of the grant and was asked to read by Stephanie Nick, the Special Projects Coordinator of the Chautauqua County Department of Planning and Development. Chautauqua County is applying for a $200,000 grant from the New York State Office of Community Renewal, NYS OCR, that will be used to implement a microenterprise assistant program that will provide entrepreneurial training and grants to eligible microenterprise businesses in Chautauqua County, not within entitlement communities of Jamestown and Dunkirk. A microenterprise grant is a commercial enterprise that has 5 or fewer employees, one or more of which is the principal and owns the enterprise at the time of application and must either be owned by a low to moderate income person, or the funded project must result in the creation of at least one full-time equivalent position to benefit a low to moderate income person. The program will be implemented by Chautauqua Opportunities for Development, Inc. $170,000 of the grant funding will be used to provide grants to microenterprise business. The remainder will be used to pay administrative costs of implementing the program.
Thank you. Is there anyone wishing to address the public hearing?
Anthony Toto, 144 Clifton Avenue. My question is, how are you going to line up these people, and what the priority is going to be for them without maybe leaving somebody out, or causing a little bit of favoritism? I know we had a little problem in Jamestown when we had funding from ARPA concerning the Department of Development when giving money to local businesses. So what is exactly the plan so people don't get left out, or is there a first come, first served basis? Well, how exactly does it work?
Thank you, Anthony, for your questions. County Executive, are you going to pinch hit on this one?
Yeah, I think Stephanie would be the person to lead the project.
Okay, Stephanie, please. No, up there will be fine.
Okay.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, Stephanie Nick, Special Projects Coordinator with the Planning and Development Department. So this grant is not being done through the county. The county is applying on behalf of Chautauqua Opportunities for Development Incorporated. They have a program set up. This is actually a continuation of a program that started in 2021. So they have a program set up that anyone can apply for this program. This public hearing is part of the publication of the grant. So if people are here, that's one way to learn about it. It's also been in the newspaper. There are flyers around town. Cody has some information right at their office building and on their website. So it's really up to the micro enterprise business to seek that out and be able to apply for it. There is a class they need to take. There are some other steps along the way, but it's a grant up to $35,000 for different micro enterprise businesses. Last year there were 8 successful businesses, but there are some prerequisites. You have to take the class. You have to sign up through Cody. There are other things you do through Cody that make sure that you are prepared to start a business or to continue running a successful business.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Anthony, you good?
I just got one quick question.
Okay. Don't run away, Stephanie.
How would you notify these businesses of the procedures that they had to go through? Like you said, there was a certain procedure they had to go to for application process. So if you don't notify everybody, someone's going to be left out. So how is that accomplished?
So the notification again is, it's been posted a couple different places. It's been in the newspaper. This is a public hearing that was also posted in the newspaper and around town. So it kind of, at some point, you need to, I guess, as a business, it's up to you a little bit to be able to seek out these opportunities. We can't really go door to door and tell everybody about it. That just wouldn't really be feasible, but the opportunities are there. There are lots of business opportunities, small opportunities for small businesses around the county. This is just one of them. It's a great opportunity, and if someone is looking, they can, it's posted on the county's website, I believe, on our planning and development website, and also on the Cody website.
Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, anyone else wishing to address the public hearing? Anyone else for the public hearing? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Olivia, back to you.
Local law introductory 11-23. A local law amending local law 13-22, providing for a management salary plan for county officers and employees regarding training and development coordinator in the Department of Human Resources.
Okay, are there any questions or comments or discussion on local law introductory 11-23? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Oh, sorry. Roll call vote. Olivia, please.
Mr. Bankowski. Mr. Davis. Mrs. Gustafson. Mr. Harmon. Mr. Heiser. Mr. Hemmer. Mr. Muldowney is absent. Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nebel. Ms. Parker. Mr. Pavlak. Mr. Penhallow. Mr. Proctor is absent. Mrs. Rankin is absent. Mr. Scudder. Mr. Torres. Ms. Vanstrom. Mr. Wilfong. Chairman Shagnon.
Yes.
There are 16 yes votes and 3 members absent. The local law is adopted. Tabled resolution number 271-23, authorize acceptance of 2023-2024 aid to prosecution funds.
Legislator Bankowski.
Floor?
Okay, we have a motion to
Or I
bring the
should say
tabled resolution to the
tabled.
floor. And a second by Legislator Harmon. Any discussion on the motion to bring the tabled resolution to the floor for consideration? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? It is on the floor for consideration. Legislator Bankowski.
I lost my note. No, that was for something else. Chairman, I lost my note.
I believe we need a motion to amend the resolution by substitution
Oh, that's
to
correct.
the document that is in front of each of the legislators.
Yep, so I'd like to make a motion to amend the resolution with the copy that is in front of everyone.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to amend by Legislator Bankowski and a second by Legislator Harmon. Any discussion on the motion to amend Resolution 271-23? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to amend, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? It is amended. Now, On to discussion of Resolution 271-23 as amended. Is there any discussion, questions, or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? It is carried.
Resolution 282-23, amend 2023 budget, Office of the County Executive.
Are there any comments, questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
283-23, Office of Emergency Services 2023 Budget Amendment.
Any comments, any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
284-23, amend 2023 budget for EMS.
Any questions, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
285-23, authorize lease of cage and office space at 201-209 East 4th Street, Jamestown, for the Chautauqua County Sheriff.
Any comments or any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
286-23, authorize agreement with Chautauqua Lake Central School for a trial program with regular police presence at the school district buildings, FY24.
Any comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
287-23, authorize agreement with Chautauqua Lake Central School for enhanced police protection services, FY24.
Any questions, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
288-23, authorize agreement with various towns for court security services, FY24.
Any comments, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
289-23, authorize agreement with various towns for enhanced police protection services, FY24.
Any comments, any questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
290-23, amend Chautauqua County Department of Mental Hygiene and Social Services 2023 budget for increased safety net costs.
Are there any comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
291-23, amend 2023 mental hygiene budget appropriations to account for increased costs associated with mental hygiene law 43.03.
Any comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
292-23, amend 2023 budget to purchase promotional items for the 2024 total solar eclipse using funding from the 3% occupancy tax reserve.
Are there any questions, any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
293-23, authorize use of Chautauqua County 3% occupancy tax reserve funding for Merritt Winery's America's Grape Country Craft Beverage Festival.
Any comments or questions on the resolution? Legislator Nebel.
Mr. Chairman, I'm told that this event generates approximately $25,000 to $30,000 in additional sales tax revenue for Chautauqua County. So for a $5,000 investment, I think this is a good return on our investment.
Thank you. Any other comments? Legislator Vanstrom.
To echo the comments of my esteemed colleague, Mr. Nebel, I have to say, tourism is one of our biggest generators, and I welcome anyone to come here and recreate and enjoy themselves, visit family or former classmates or whatever they may find enjoyable here. So I agree with Mr. Nebel.
Thank you. Any other comments? Discussion on the resolution? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
294-23, amend spending plan in 2023 budget, Chautauqua County American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA.
Any questions or any comments on the resolution? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
295-23, authorize extension of the agreement between the North County Industrial Water District Number 1 and CBI Waterworks for water purchase and field services.
Legislator Bankowski.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to amend this resolution to add the following clause. Resolve that an additional $10,000 per year will be charged to the North County Industrial Water District for unmetered water use.
Okay, we have a motion to amend. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Legislator Harmon, thank you. Now, discussion on the motion to amend the resolution. Are there any questions or comments on the proposed amendment? Hearing none. All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? The resolution is amended. Now, for Resolution 295-23 as amended, are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
296-23, amend 2023 budget for North County Industrial Water District Number 1 for water tank renovations.
Are there any questions or any comments on the resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Motion A on the agenda has received the required amount of signatures to bring to the floor. Motion A, affirm support for Israel and condemn anti-Semitism.
Legislator Parker.
This motion.
Okay, we have a motion to table this motion. And a second by Legislator Bankowski. There's no discussion on a motion to table. So all those in favor of tabling this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed to tabling? It is tabled. That brings us to announcements. Are there any announcements for the good of the order from any legislators? Legislator Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to invite any and all interested residents of the county to the town of Carroll on Saturday, November 25th at 11 o'clock for what's called the Frewsburg Old Fashioned Santa Parade. There will be horse-drawn wagons, horse riders, and tractor-powered floats. It's always a great time every year, and we'd love to have people come down to the town of Carroll. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Hemmer.
I'd like to invite everybody to Westfield for this weekend. Festivities. Santa comes to town on Friday night. On Saturday, there's the Hall of Christmas and several local activities and horse-drawn carriage rides and lots of fun downtown in Westfield. Please come.
Yeah, thank you. Legislator Vanstrom.
I would also like to invite anybody interested in Santa Claus events and his good graces to come to Falconer for the 5 p.m. parade, and Santa will arrive at the Santa house somewhere after that or when he's available. He's been a busy man this year, so go Falconer.
Thank you. Other announcements? Any other announcements? Seeing none, we will move to the second privilege of the floor. Members of the public may comment on any subject. A member of the legislature may speak on any subject. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes, and comments representing a group shall be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Legislator Vanstrom.
Lisa Vanstrom, District 15. Just to set the record straight, and with all due respect, I've always supported law enforcement. Everyone in this body has heard me repeatedly say that. I also support the Ellicott Police Department, which serves my area. The Ellicott Town Board supports law enforcement and the Ellicott PD 100%. This administration and the next, 100%, as a community, and as we continue to support them in their efforts to keep us safe and maintain order. And we know things have been disorderly in more communities than we wish them to ever be. If anyone has ever had a relative, friend, neighbor, gym pals, because God knows law enforcement likes to be in the gym, keeping strong and steady to do their job, you will hear true events about their day jobs and things that they have to deal with that are outrageous or unfathomable encounters. That's what their career is, that's what they face, bravely. Further, tonight's agenda called for many various municipalities and entities, schools, courts, and towns for extra police security. That's obvious. Our young men and women in law enforcement go through very advanced, multifaceted training to serve our communities in their best capacity. I have cousins, uncles, neighbors, and friends that made careers of this field, and their sacrifices outweighed their benefit. For all of these reasons, I continue to support, respect, and appreciate law enforcement. And in conclusion, we are experiencing a shortage of candidates, and I've talked to my colleagues about this. So if any of you know any young person that's looking for a solid career with goals in mind that wants to engage in this career, please contact any local police department or the sheriff's department or the state troopers. It's a good career for solid young people in our community, and we have a shortage in this field. So I just want to say thank you for your time, and God bless our law enforcement officers, and God bless you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor?
Good evening. My name is Carrie Chase. I came to see you a couple months ago representing Falconer and the Falconer Neighborhood Watch Committee. Over the last couple of months since we've seen you, we've worked really hard in our village and our community to create an awareness of what's going on in our village. We've worked hard to create a sense of awareness, a sense of community, a sense of sympathy and empathy for our neighbors, as well as creating a sense of togetherness and growth, which is one of our main reasons which we're trying to make some changes in Falconer, because we absolutely want to grow. So I sent in a packet of information to all of you, which it sounds like everybody has received, with all of the petitions and emails that were sent from village residents. There were 156 signatures on there and a few different emails. Those came from many residents who have the same concerns over the budget and being the focal point in our village. I thank you for taking the time to read those. There are plenty more that could have come. When I was out and about collecting those, I heard from a lot of citizens that they were afraid to submit their signature on. They were afraid of the crime that might come with that. And the other thing that I heard was, we don't know why we should sign it. We don't know that anything will happen. So part of our role in the community has been to keep encouraging those people and letting them know that they're not alone and that we're working together. So my goal tonight in coming here is to, again, just let you know that I'm still here. I'm still working with our village. I'm still hoping for our legislators' support. We want to know, as a village, I've changed my thought process a little bit. What can I do? What do we need to do to help make a difference? We recognize that this is not just a Falconer issue. This is everywhere. Since I've started doing the Neighborhood Watch, every day I'm getting pictures from people that, they're upset about things happening in the community. I'm getting pictures of the police cars at the village on an almost daily basis. The garbage that's surrounding our village just everywhere around the budget inn, the carts, and the loitering. The loitering is the biggest concern. We can't walk down the streets anymore without being faced with people. They're on the benches, they're loitering, and a lot of them have nothing else to do during the day. And now with the colony burning, we are definitely seeing an increase in that. So in Falconer, what's important to me for everybody here to know is that in Falconer, we want to be good neighbors. We care about what's happening to them. We want that to be reciprocated though. And so we're looking for some help, whether it's through the owner of the budget, through its, through our village, through our legislators, whatever we can do. So I've set up a meeting to meet with DSS the end of November, and we're also doing different things in our community to be good neighbors. We've set up some clothing drives. We're going to be doing some things with the soup kitchen so that we can be those better neighbors. I went to our library the other day. Our library was opened up and there were homeless people sleeping in the library. So like I said, we just want everybody to be aware that we're still here. We know they need a better lifestyle. We need a better safety community. Just wanting everybody to know that we're still here, and whatever we can do, our folks in Falconer want to know how they'll know what's happening, or if anything's happening, or if there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just wanted to bring that question to the group. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor?
Good evening, Anthony Toda. My address is 144 Clifton Avenue, Jamestown, New York. I'm making my comments and opinions based on media reports. Some issues under the Biden administration that have changed the U.S. for the worst are, first, American and foreign deaths in the hysterical Afghani withdrawal that President Trump's plan would have prevented. Second, North Korea's alignment with Russia in arms sales and a nuclear ballistic missile program versus personal negotiations by President Trump to create peace, economic expansion, and uniting the Koreas. Third, an unanswered Putin military buildup in Ukraine, which has lined the pockets of defense contractors on both sides when Putin would have been stopped from attacking by President Trump. Our own media scares under Biden, reporting that if the U.S. directly interfered, Russia would use nukes that Trump would have prevented. Now Republicans want to stop funding in Ukraine after tens of billions spent and innocent Ukrainian lives lost in a war that Trump would have never allowed to happen. Now just hand over the Ukraine to the commies. Fourth, an immigration crisis perpetrated by Joe Biden and supported by Governor Kathy Hochul, Senator Charles Schumer and Gillibrand, the U.S. Attorney General Eric Garland, and the Department of Justice, causing a financial and human crisis, an explosion of crime, disease, white slavery, fentanyl overdose deaths that everyone has had contact with. Yet people still support Biden. Fifth, high inflation under Biden versus low inflation under Trump. Finally, the disaster in Gaza, where according to the media, 50% of the population are children, and the unemployment rate in Gaza was 46%, while the Israeli unemployment rate is 3.2%. All this versus Trump's Abraham Accords, bringing peace to the region. The Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, second in performance in the Western world only to the CIA, apparently missed a border attack on Israelis by some who even paraglided to the area. How do you miss that kind of attack? Unless someone might possibly be using that attack as an excuse to attack Palestinians. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Legislator Pavlak.
It's a tough name, I know.
I know.
I'd just like to comment on communication number 1. The report that we received in the Audit and Control Committee was very promising news. I want to just give a round of applause to the Finance Department and the work that they do in our investments, and the direct results from what they do with the investments of counting money directly affects our tax rate. They earn a lot of money for whether it's a short period of time. If we have money sitting around for a month, they have it in an investment, a short term. If it's sitting around for a year or two, it's in a long-term investment. It's always working to earn money for the county. So I just want to thank that department and the hard work that they do. And it is a real blessing to the county that they put a lot of effort into that and earn a lot of extra revenue that is utilized by the county. So just wanted to bring note to that.
Well said. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the second privilege of the floor? Seeing no one, I think Legislator Torres has a motion he'd like to make.
Motion to adjourn.
And we have a motion to adjourn and a second by Legislator Davis. All in favor, please say aye. And we're adjourned. Thank